Hey everybody, welcome back to Dave and Will's Guitar. Today I'm doing a guitar tier list. This is my guitar collection and all the guitars I've ever owned, so I went through them pretty quickly, and I was like, I'm just going to go through and do a quick tier list. Hopefully you know what these guitars are. I could show pictures, and I might show pictures of a few of them, but if they're a little more obscure, but for the most part they're very common guitars, and I'm just going to go over the things that I liked or didn't like about it and why they were A, B, C, or S tier being the top, right? Um, so yeah, we'll just get right into it. And my criteria here is really just sound and playability. It's two things I care about, probably what most people care about. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, so I have an acoustic here. This is a Breedlove Artista, a Breedlove Organic Artista, or no, Breedlove Artista. What is it? A Breedlove Organic Artista Pro Concerto. Yes. That was my first Breedlove acoustic I owned. That was mine, and it was big. That had a good sound. I like the Fishman pickup system, expression system in there. It sounded good, but I liked it. I would say I'll put it at B tier, but I wanted something a little better, and so it made me want to upgrade that guitar into something a little nicer. The laminate back and sides are the only downside of that guitar, where it really like affects the sound. Had a little bit of fret sprout that needed fixing, but that wasn't too bad, and I didn't fix it because I was like, I'm just gonna get a better tier guitar. So I upgraded to a Breedlove Premier Concerto, which is essentially the same guitar. It's just an American-made one with all solid wood. That also had fret sprout, which is keeping it out of the S tier. And other than that, it sounds great. It is a deep resonant sound. It is a fantastic sound. So the American-made Breedloves, highly recommend. The cheaper version that I was just talking about, the Chinese made, or I don't know, I think they're made in China. They're just not quite as good. I don't think I would recommend them actually. So I think there's better price points for that one, but the American version is an A tier if you're willing to do a little bit of work. Once I corrected that fret sprout, and I have it here still today, so it's a guitar I still own. And yeah, the other one, the Chinese version, I sold, so I do not own that. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Okay, the worst guitar I ever owned. This is the Chinese Novo copy, and I'm gonna show what that looks like here. So let me pull that up. Man, this guitar was just utter trash. Yeah, I mean, that one right there. It was a guitar that needed so much work. I had to re-drill every hole. The tuning pegs had little wooden pieces of shim in there to hold the pegs in place. Like I'd never seen that before because it was so poorly drilled. The guitar, the bridge was not aligned with the nut, so the strings were like closer to the high E side than the low E side. Don't buy this guitar. It is bad, bad, bad. It is nothing but work. It took me a month and a half. I put all new hardware, like Godo hardware. I put in Godo tuners. I put in DiMarzio pickups. I put in a Descendant tremolo bridge at like $400. I spent way too much money, and in the end, I still hated it. It played much better than what it was. Like after I re-drilled and realigned all the holes, like literally where the bridge was placed, I had to re-drill it and refit it into a different spot about a millimeter off from where it was centered. Don't do it. Do not do this unless you're like, I want a complete project start to finish, like a complete refurbished good like refurbishment project. Do not buy that guitar. It is bad. I will never ever do that again. So yes, lessons learned, man. God, what a terrible instrument. Okay, moving on. The Joe Walsh Duesenberg, Joe Walsh signature Duesenberg. Great guitar, plays well, super level frets, sound is awesome, light. It's an immaculately constructed instrument. It feels good. It's wonderful. Why I sold it? The frets are too low. They're just too short, and I get like fretboard drag when I bend, and I didn't like it. I just don't have a light enough touch to play that guitar. Maybe that was the only downside. And then the pickups are very warm. They're very like low output. So if you're playing vintage songs, it's great. But like for more modern sounding stuff, it's just not what I was looking for. So it sounds very good for what it does, and it seems to have like a niche that it likes to live in. Obviously, it's Joe Walsh's signature, so maybe he wanted it that way. I just didn't. I really like the sound, but I didn't love it. Right. So I keep the things I love, and I sell the things I don't love. That's my mode. Right. I don't want to keep a bunch of crap in my house just to own it, just to say I own it. I want to play guitars that I actually get excited to play, that I love to play. So I will say it's an A tier guitar because the quality's there, and someone else might love it. So that is why it's staying in the A tier. But for me, it's just not enough to keep. So yeah, the ERT Telecaster. That is easily an A tier guitar. For $500, that guitar plays immaculately. Again, super level frets. There's no rocking anywhere. It sounded decent. I put new pickups in mine, and I love it. I mean, it is just a super well-made instrument. It's got a very interesting neck radius. It starts rounder at the low frets and flattens out near the high frets. And also the neck starts as a U shape, so it's super round near the nut, and then flattens out to like more of a like a C/D shape as you go down the neck, so it's thinner. So where you would like do more like lead work, it's gonna thin out and flatten out, it's a super cool design. I'm surprised more people don't like it. It's got all the comfort carves. The only thing that's keeping it out of the S tier is you have to bring the action a little higher because of that 7.25 radius near the nut. It's rounder, so you have to raise the frets up a little, you have to raise the action a little higher. And there's no handshake cut out in the back where the neck meets the body, so it's a little bigger. And I'm like, it's almost perfect, but I will say it's an A tier. I still have that guitar, so that's worth noting. Okay, the Epiphone Firebird. I bought an Epiphone Firebird and it had terrible ski jump. So if you want to look up what ski jump is, where it gets near the highest frets as you're going towards the pickups, it starts to curve up. And I hated it. I even tried to like create some fall off to level that out, and like between that and then where it sits on the body, it feels like your arms are super like spread out, like you're like spreading out your arms super wide to play that guitar, and I did not love that way it felt when I was sitting down and playing it. I put Seymour Duncan Antiquity Firebirds in it and it sounded great, but ultimately I didn't love it, so it had to go. And with the issues I had to correct, I still didn't get it to a place where I really, really liked playing that guitar. So that had to grow. That had to get out of here. Okay, Epiphone SG 61, great guitar. If you want an SG, go get the Epiphone version. I bought the 61 because it was easy to change the pickups out. And I put Seymour Duncans in there. I put some Seth Lovers in there, and I thought it sounded great. I even had some P rails in there for a time. Those were good, but I couldn't really fall in love with either of those sounds. I didn't love it. And eventually I just got other guitars that I liked better, so I didn't keep it. So yeah, that's about where that guitar was for me. So ultimately it's a B tier guitar simply because I couldn't find a sound that I really loved with it. But I'm sure if you guys out there, if you're familiar with like switching out pickups, definitely a good buy. If you want to just throw new pickups in there, it's light, it plays well, it's a great guitar. Okay, the Fender American Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. Again, it was actually like a really well-made Fender. No fret sprout, super level frets, played really well. Tuners felt great, stayed in tune. It was awesome. Sound, man, I like the sound, and it emulates all those different acoustic sounds. There's like 5 different acoustic voicings in there, and they sound good, but they don't sound fantastic. They don't sound great. And so even though you're kind of getting like a lot of different variation, none of them sound really, really authentic. So that had to go for me because I don't play live, and I think that's a live instrument. Like if you're gigging and you're playing, you just want an acoustic sound, it's super easy to play. It emulates a bunch of sounds. You can kind of get something on the fly that's going to work. But for what I do at home here, like I just want to like one really good sounding acoustic. I don't need all this fancy stuff. It was an experiment and it was good, but I didn't love it, so had to go. Okay. The Firefly GD45-E. That's an amazing guitar. It came perfect to the house. It was awesome. The only downside of that guitar is it has a laminate back and sides, and that is like keeping it from S tier. It would be like the perfect guitar if it just had if it was a full solid wood guitar, that would be incredible. But even despite the sound not being like the best ever, it is so playable and is such a good guitar. Like I can't fault it. Like even the Fishman expression system on there is great. For what you pay, it's just too good not to put an A tier. Like it is an A tier guitar. I still own it. I love it. So I will keep that guitar. Okay. The McCarty S2 Thin Line. I liked a vintage sounding like Les Paul sound, and that's what this guitar is for me. It kind of fits in that Les Paul territory, but it's super light. The fretwork was good. I did have to I did level it a little bit. The frets were not perfectly level, so I leveled a few of them just so they were like perfectly even and I could get a really low action. And the neck is very thin. I wanted a thinner neck, and that guitar met all those requirements, and the pickups sound awesome. And the split coils sound very good, but they're not great. I like the humbucker sounds a lot, so that's why it is an A tier. That's what's keeping it from S tiers. I don't think the split coils are that awesome. But other than that, it's an immaculately well playing instrument. Like, I love it. Tuners feel great. I put locking PRS, or did it come with PRS locking tuners? I can't remember. I think I put PRS locking tuners on there. Overall, very good quality instrument. If you're looking for a Les Paul sound, but you don't want to buy a Les Paul, that might be a guitar for you. So, okay, Firefly, the HSS Strat. It's a decent guitar, but it needed a lot of work. The frets were not perfectly level, and you're going to hear this a lot. Like, if the frets are not perfectly level, it's really going to kick it down, and I had to do a lot of work on it. I didn't love the sound, so I put some Seymour Duncan noiseless single coils in it and a trembucker in the bridge, and then it got a lot better. And after the fretwork, it got a lot better. And I put a Godot trem in there because the trem while it was decent, I put a new trem in there and it stayed in tune much better. So those are the things I corrected. And now I would say it's probably like an A tier guitar, but when I bought it, it was like a B tier guitar. I didn't end up keeping it because I have a different guitar that I like a little bit better. That's kind of that same HSS style Strat sound. So that's why I'm putting it in B tier, simply because if you were to buy it, you'd have to do a lot of work probably. So something to think about. Okay, Squier Bullet. This almost belongs in D tier, but I'm going to put it at C. So my very first guitar was a Squier Bullet. It had so many playability issues. Like, everything was bad. Didn't stay in tune. Bad fretwork. All that. And this is before I knew how to do any of those kind of things. So I just fought that instrument for a while, and I hated it, and I didn't like it, and you might not either. I think at that price point, you can find a Firefly, you can find a Jet, you can find an Irrit guitar, and they will be much better than that Squier Bullet. So would not recommend buying one of those. Didn't even sound that good. So that's why it's a C tier guitar. The only reason it's not D is because it wasn't like unfixable. There's probably a lot of work that could have went into it to make it a C tier guitar. It was not as bad as the worst guitar I've ever bought. All right. The Epiphone Les Paul Modern. I had one of those. I experimented with different pickups in it. It was a good guitar. It played well, but ultimately it just had a few shortcomings that I didn't love. I didn't like the way the knobs feel. They have zero resistance. Like, you just barely touch them and they spin very easily. The split coil sounded terrible. And for those reasons, that's why I'm putting it in the B tier. If you put a different set of pickups in there and maybe change out the pots, that would make me like it more, but I didn't do that, and I just found a better guitar, so that's why it's living in the B tier. All right, Rickenbacker bass, the Firefly Rickenbacker bass copy. That had a tone pot that didn't work when I bought it, and that was really disheartening, so I would not recommend it because I had to buy a different different pot. So I don't know how many Fireflies come with faulty parts, but that did. And that was kind of a huge letdown. I also cannot lower the bridge to get a lower action, and the frets are level, so like I could potentially lower the action, get a better like feel of that guitar, but I can't because the bridge is bottomed out. So for that reason, the faulty tone pot and that bridge lowering issue, that's why it's getting a B tier. Because other than that, it is at a standard plane height, so it is at like 6/64 to 5/64, or like 2.25 millimeters to like 2 or 1.85. So it's completely playable. It feels fine. I like to make instruments like as great as I can make them, and for those anyway, I can't get it perfectly where I want it, so that's why it sits in the B tier. Okay, this has to go to B. The PRS NF3 is, playability wise, I love it. It's the same as my Custom 24, and I love that guitar, but I do not like the sound. Like, I shouldn't say I don't like it. I don't love it. It's fine. It's just fine. I couldn't figure out what to do with those pickups. I just couldn't figure out a sound I liked that would come out of that guitar. For those reasons, I sold it. I didn't love it. And it's funny because every other part of that guitar was fantastic. It was just the sound. So I mean, I'm sure there's you guys out there have had that same experience, but that was my experience with that guitar, and that's why it had to go. I didn't want to change the pickups on it, so just left what it was, and I was like, I'm just gonna move on. Someone else can have this guitar. Okay, the Hills guitar. Hills, it's like HBN3 or HBX3, I can't remember. Their bass guitar, their 4-string bass guitar that's headless. It only has a bridge pickup, but the problem I had with it is the saddles would not lower. I had to actually take the saddles apart and file them so I could lower them and get the lower action. So for those reasons, I would not recommend that guitar. In fact, I'd say it's a C tier, and I still couldn't get it like exactly where I wanted it. And I don't know, like I can't recommend a guitar that's gonna have like a saddle work where you can't even like switch a different a different bridge on there because it's like specific to this like style of guitar with its like headless tuners and whatnot. So it's such a pain in the butt to like fix that. I would not recommend that to someone. I emailed the company. I was like, hey, I have this problem with this guitar. He's like, oh yeah, we're fixing them on the next one. So I'm like, well, that's great if someone else wants to buy them, but not me. So yeah, moving on. The PRS Silver Sky. The PRS Silver Sky is it's a great guitar in all aspects. I don't like the bridge pickup, and it didn't stay in tune as well as some of the other PRSs I had. So really, for those reasons, I think it was the trem. Like I needed more trem work, and I really had to work on the nut to even stay in tune as well as it did. But the bridge pickup is really what made me want to sell it. And I think it's like a product of like most Strats. Like I don't like the bridge pickup in most Strats that I've heard. It's fine with overdrive if you like overdrive it and like kick it up and like you're doing lead work and stuff, but like clean, it just doesn't sound good. And I just prefer putting a humbucker in there and then like having a humbucker sound. I think it just sounds better, fuller, richer in the bridge. And that's why I sold it. So yeah, I also don't like the bent steel saddles. They shred your hand, man. Like those little grub screws poke into your hand, and I just won't ever buy another Strat with bent steel saddles because of that reason. So for those reasons, the Silver Sky is going to sit in the B tier. Okay, this is maybe the first S tier guitar. Yeah, this is the Ibanez AZS 4 or 2204N. So yeah, Ibanez AZS2204N guitar. It's an awesome instrument. That HSS Strat is just fantastic, and that's what convinced me to sell my Firefly. But the pickups are awesome. They sound awesome. There's a alter switch where you can put them in like a humbucker mode so they become hum canceling, and it's the neck and middle that kind of cancel out and sound more like a humbucker, and it's a unique sound because most pickups are not that wide, where the middle pickup and the bridge pickup are put in, or I'm sorry, the middle and the neck are in series and have like a fuller, richer sound. I've never really heard something like that. So it's a unique sound. It can sound just like a traditional like single humbucker guitar, or you can flip that alter switch and you get a lot of cool new tones. This is what I really like about it. All the tones in there I found usable. There's no tone on that guitar that I didn't think couldn't be used or I didn't like, right? And so that's a rarity, especially considering all the tonal options on that guitar. Plays great. Stainless steel frets. Awesome like neck, awesome fretwork, rolled edges, locking tuners, an awesome trem, like one of the best Godot trems I've ever played. There's just really nothing wrong with that guitar. So I love it. I just, excuse me. I love it. It's just a fantastic instrument. So I will keep that guitar probably forever. Okay, the Sire J5. Sire Jazzmaster copy. It's the J5. It's the nicer one. They have a J3 and the J5. J5 is awesome. It's got the nice rolled edges. It doesn't have stainless steel frets, which I wish it did, but it's fine. Came with locking tuners. The trem is fun. It's a Goldo trem. It's like a Goldo trem copy. It might even be a Goldo trem. So it's a unique trem. You have to you probably want to test one to see if you like it, but it's a great guitar and it sounded good. And after I put the Seymour Duncan noiseless Jazzmaster pickups in there, it sounds so good. I just love the way it sounds, love the way it plays. It is a easy A tier guitar. I still own that guitar. I love it. Okay. The Ibanez AZS 2209 ATQ. So that is their Jazzmaster copy of the Ibanez, and it's more of a traditional Jazzmaster style guitar. It's fantastic. It's a great guitar. I really like it, but it's not. I don't know if it's. I just don't vibe with jazz, like with Telecasters. Did I say Jazzmasters? It's a Telecaster copy. That's what it is. It's like a Telecaster-esque guitar. Again, it has that alter switch that you'll find on Ibanez's. It has a lot of cool tonal variations. I like them quite a bit. The playability and the sound are unique, and I would say I love the guitar, but like I think it's just a product of me not really finding a Telecaster. I've tried a bunch of Telecasters, and I just like this is the closest one I found that I really really like, and so that's why it's sitting at the A2. Playability wise, it's very very good. I have no fault with the guitar. Frets are level. They're stainless steel. Again, locking tuners, great like neck joint access. All the variations sound great. I like the mini humbucker in the neck, and that bridge pickup. You can like flip that switch up and get like a really fat sound if you find it like too bright or tinny or whatever, or too twangy, that you'll hear on a lot of Telecasters. But it's cool. It's a really good guitar. I like it. I'm gonna keep it for now. We'll see. For now, I'm gonna keep it. I don't think I'll find a better Telecaster, but I do enjoy playing it, and I do play it from time to time, so it's gonna stay. Okay, a Sir Classic S SSS in Seafoam Green. It's a fantastic guitar. All Sir guitars I've ever played play fantastic. They sound good to me. They sound really good. And this is probably the preface. There's nothing wrong with the playability of the guitar. It's fantastic. If you want to get a very good playing Strat, that's a Strat. It's going to sound like a Strat. And for some reason, it just didn't have a sound that I wanted to keep. Like I don't know if it like it's because it's a vintage sound or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I got it pretty early on in my like guitar journey, as they say. So I bought it pretty early on, and I don't know. Just something about it didn't make me want to keep it. Like I couldn't fall in love with that guitar. I couldn't like just want to play it all the time. So for those reasons, it had to go, and it was mostly just sound. It was just like sonically, I wanted something a little different, and so that's what I think what I was looking for, and so that's why it's an A tier. Then I went and bought a Sir Classic T guitar. I bought their Telecaster, and it's the same exact story. Like plays well, nothing wrong with the playability, plays fantastic. Just couldn't fall in love with the sound. And the Strat was better than the Telecaster in my opinion. But yeah, that was what kept me from keeping that guitar. Is just I wanted something a little different. I just wanted it. It's such a good version of just a solid Telecaster. I just needed something to kind of push over the edge to like be interesting enough for me to want to keep. So that's why it's an A tier. I don't own either of my Sirs anymore, but I can totally understand why someone would. They're immaculate guitars. They are very good. Okay. Oh, this guitar, PRS SE DGT, man, what a fantastic instrument. Like that guitar sounds so good. It sounds amazing. I love the way it sounds. And the only reason I didn't keep it, so I still don't own this. I don't own this guitar anymore, but the only reason I didn't keep it is because I do not like the pickup configuration, like the switching, like the volume knob for the bridge is before the neck. Like it's like it goes bridge then neck on those volume controls, and I hate it. Like I just don't think that way because every other guitar is built differently. Where like the first knob is always the neck tone knob or the neck volume knob, and then there's the bridge volume knob. They're backwards. It drove me crazy because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so I could like take those out, flip them around, and switch them. Probably I just didn't want to do that. If it was only that, I probably would have kept it because I could have done that. But the neck is like thick. It's a bigger neck, and I just didn't love the neck. Like if the neck was just slightly thinner, I would still have that guitar today. I probably would have sold the S2 McCarty and kept that guitar because it sounds so good. I just didn't jive with the neck, man. I just couldn't get into it. But ultimately, it is a very good guitar. Even though the neck is like slightly bigger, I could have been convinced to keep it. But man, just those two things alone, I was like, I don't love it. And like I said, if I don't love it, it's got to go. Okay. The Squier 12-string Paranormal Jazzmaster. It's a 12 string and I didn't love it. I don't think I like 12 strings. I really don't think that. I think that's it. I don't like the sound of 12 strings. It sounds fine. We have a demo of it on the channel. I mean, it's it's a fine guitar. I just didn't want to keep it because I even put humbuckers in it. I took the single coils out to see if I could sonically change it, but like that super twangy 12 string sound just I don't like it on. I don't think I like it anywhere. Like it sounds like the Beatles. Like there's a lot of Beatles songs. Oh, I couldn't say a lot. There's a handful of Beatles songs that really make me think of the 12 string, and like Melissa Etheridge and some other stuff. But like I just don't want to recreate that music, so I don't get inspired. Like I don't get inspired to play a 12 string ever. Like I just don't. So I don't know if it's something wrong with the guitar or not, but like I think that's what's really holding me back. So I don't want to recommend it to someone else, saying like, "Oh yeah, it's great," when like I really just don't like 12 strings all that much. So had to go. Okay. The does this this is an S tier guitar. I don't care what anyone says. This is the Firefly FF SP. That's their Les Paul copy in matte purple. That's the best Les Paul I've ever played, hands down. Like I love that guitar. I'm never gonna sell it. It is a Les Paul guitar. It's like barely over 8 pounds. It has all the comfort carves. It has all the contours that you want. Stainless steel frets, locking tuners. The pickups actually sound good to me. Like they're like a little bit hotter, so they're a little more modern sounding, and I think they sound great. It's a fun guitar to play. It feels awesome. There's just nothing wrong with that guitar, and that's why it stays there. It's got low action. Like it plays great. I really, really, really like that guitar. Um, so yeah, I'll never sell it, and I think it's the best expression of a Les Paul that I've ever played. The only other Les Paul I think that could come close is like probably like a Gibson Les Paul, like an Access guitar with like all the nice comfort carves. But they still don't offer stainless steel frets. Not that that's like a deal breaker, but like I mean, this guitar is like a little over $200, and like a Les Paul, like a Gibson Les Paul Access is like 6,000. So yeah, make do with that what you will. If you really wanted a different sound, if I wanted a different sound, I could put new pickups in there. I'm not going to do that. I think it sounds and plays great, so it's fine. Okay, the Firefly John 5 copy, right? That Telecaster copy here. It is a good guitar, but it has its shortcomings. So the problem with that guitar is that it doesn't have a tone knob, and that drives me crazy. Like I don't use the kill switch as much as I thought I would want to, so it's got to go. It also sounds like all the other Fireflies because they have the same kind of pickups. So yeah, I already have a Les Paul that Les Paul Firefly that I love so much that I am going to keep. So I don't need a similar sounding pickup with a kill switch and no tone knob. So for that reason alone, that's why it's in B tier. Playability wise, it's fine. It has the frets are level, plays well. It's got all the nice comfort carves. It's just not. It doesn't speak to me. And so yeah, it's got to sit in the B tier. Okay, my Les Paul, or sorry, my PRS SE Custom 24. This is going on the top. That's my favorite guitar, hands down. Sounds great, plays great, super low action, super light. I love the split coils, or I'm sorry, the coil taps and the humbuckers. Like all the sounds out of that guitar are awesome. I have no fault with that guitar. I love the way it feels. I love the way the neck is. It's a little wider. It's thin. It's perfect for me with like larger hands, but it's also thin enough where I feel like it's not the neck is not getting in the way. It's just the perfect guitar for me. Like I don't think I'll ever have another number one because that's the guitar that's number one. Right now I play that guitar, I play my two Ibanez's, and I play this guitar. Like I play those two guitars. That's what I play all the time, and I love them. So though if I had to pick, I don't know if I'd pick that Telecaster, but it just happens to be what I'm playing now. But these two, the Custom 24 and that Ibanez, like that HSS Ibanez, those are just my two favorite guitars. So yeah. Okay, moving on. Move this over a little bit so we have some more room. I gotta scooch over so I can fit a little more guitar in there. So next up, I've got where am I gonna put this? I guess is this an A tier? This might be a C tier guitar. It's gonna be C. This is the Gibson Les Paul Classic. This was one of the few Gibsons we had in the house. Ashley had it, and I inherited it because she didn't want it. It's my wife. It was too heavy. It was like 11 pounds. It was just way too heavy. It sounded great in humbucker mode, but I didn't love the coil splits, which is something, again, if they're not coil tapped, I find coil splits kind of crappy. Like, I just would rather have a regular single coil. For some reason, the split just I didn't love it. It's got like some other stuff you could put it in like parallel series. There's like other knobs that do different things. There's just a lot of configuration, like different like push. Every knob on that guitar is a push pull, and it does something, but I just didn't love it. I mean, it's got all the same problems with the Gibson. It's heavy. I don't like the carves to it. I don't like the way it doesn't have locking tuners, no stainless steel frets. Like none of those nice upgrades, especially for what you're paying for that guitar. It's like, it's close to $3,000. Like it should come with those things, I feel like. It played fine. The neck was good. I just didn't love it, and so we don't have that guitar anymore. So that's why it had to go. So overall, I really like the sound of the humbuckers, but like I just didn't need all the really fancy like push pull stuff, and it was way too heavy. It was just never gonna happen. So had to go. Okay, the Firefly Pegasus, an S tier. Oh, sorry, an A tier guitar. For me, I like the way it plays. I don't like the coil splits, and that's really the only reason I don't. It's not an S tier. It's like not every sound is usable, and that's it. Plays great, frets are level. It doesn't have locking tuners, which is okay, but it does have stainless steel frets. The sound is fine. Sounds really good. It sounds like the other Les Paul I have, but ultimately, because of the split options on there, like I just don't want to keep it because it has features on there I don't care for, and I already have a guitar that's similar sounding that I like better. So that's why this is an A tier. But if I didn't have the other one, if I didn't have that purple Les Paul Firefly, I could possibly be convinced that Pegasus is better than it is, but it is an A tier guitar for me. This has got to be a B tier. The PRS SE special semi hollow. It was a good guitar, but I didn't love the sound. Like I have this McCarty 594 that has the American version of those pickups, and I think those pickups sound better. So this guitar lives in the B tier category. For some reason, even though it's very similar, like this guitar is very similar to my Custom 24, like playability wise, for some reason it didn't play the same. And I wonder if it's because it had that narrow field middle pickup that was pulling the strings more or something. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it didn't feel the same. And I think I don't like having the pickup right in the middle where I'm strumming, because like there's no room for your pick to kind of like move through. So you have to be very you can't dig into the string. You have to be very careful so you don't hit the pickup when you're playing. I found out this is like a shortcoming of myself. Like I didn't like it. That was not a pleasant experience. So for that reason, I think it's going to sit in the B tier. Dave really liked that guitar, but he loved the sound. I just didn't care for it. Okay. Last guitar. So this is the other one I made. This is the Solo Music Gear. We just did a video of this one. It's the PRS knockoff. That guitar, if it didn't have such a big neck, it would be an A tier guitar. I really like that guitar. It was awesome. But for me, it was just the neck was a little too fat. But with the Lindy Fralin pickups I put in there, it was fantastic. If you guys want a Solo Music guitar kit, I think they make excellent guitar kits. It was really good. Any shortcomings on that guitar were me as the builder, not the guitar itself. I will say you do have to learn a lot about like fretwork, because you are going to have to do a little fretwork on it. It's not going to come perfect out of the box, but I feel like with a kit guitar, that's kind of why you're getting it anyway. So I mean, that was a fun guitar to build, and I would if the person who bought it didn't want it, I would probably buy it back because I do really like the sound. And it has some special meaning to me because I did build it, and it was a guitar I built that I really, really loved. I'm building another guitar now, and that's to come later on the channel, but that guitar is a lot of fun, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's the list, guys. The top three are here. The Custom 24, the Ibanez, and that Firefly Les Paul. I own most of the guitars on the second list. I sold the Duesenberg, the two Suhr guitars, the DGT, and that Pegasus. So yeah, learned a little bit about myself here because I didn't know where I would place these before. I just kind of did on the fly, but this was interesting. So hope you guys like it, and yeah, let me know what you think. What are your guys' favorite guitars? Let me know.